Apparently, I'm live. Let's play some music. Well, hello, and hello for Delgo, and others. I've got a really embarrassing question to ask. Oh, yes, I'm testing. 1, 2, 3. Am I working? Check 1, 2. Yeah, I've got internet, and the embarrassing question I've got to ask is, I've just done a direct to YouTube stream, and I'm just working a few things out as I go, and I'm just okay. Here we go YouTube on this stream, and oh, look at that! Holy shit! Sorry, John. Fidelgo, how you doing? This is just a test. It's just a test, Fidelgo. I'm just yeah, I've got brand new internet and I couldn't help myself. I wanted to come on here and yeah, just do a test 1, 2. But hey, yeah, I'll talk a bit of DIY and stuff while we're here. I know John's keen. to talk about balancing fruits and creams and stuff like that, so that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, but I just want to test a few little settings and all that sort of thing with you all, and see how that goes. Sounds better than Facebook and looks better too. Oh wow, that's awesome. Let's try that music again. Okay, that music needs to be reset. Does they want to play the game, I wonder? Okay, let's try something else. How does this sound? Check 1, 2. So I'm just going to check a few little settings. Hopefully you should be able to hear me, although there'll be music underneath me. But anyway, we'll see you on the replay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out and experiment around a little bit with that, with the music and whether it's, you know, music to voice and all that sort of thing. See how it all goes. It's good that it sounds better than Facebook. Fucking Facebook. They compress everything. Compress the sound. Look, I'm just going to do a couple little visual test. Like I did before. Oh, no, actually, I did one to do the opening, so that'll actually tell me enough. I'm going to run a couple little other tests as well while we're here. I'm going to do a little share screen test in a couple of ways. So we'll see how that goes. Display capture. Okay, cool. So that should show all the flavors all going to plan. Yeah, it shows there's a slight delay, but not too bad. Shows there's a new recipe out. I wonder who did that one. That looks alright. Oh, that's me. Shit, a few people looking at that already. Well, that's good. No, I'm proud of it. It's a real beautiful recipe. It's like your mic is 3D. You polish that thing off. Thanks, Fidelgo. Interesting. 3D. Does that mean there's like reverb or echo or something like that, Fidelgo? Is that what that means? I don't know. Okay. Right. So now I need to get rid of that display capture. And now I'm going to try something a little bit kind of super cool, where I'm going to display capture up the top here. So I want to see how clear that is. I wouldn't expect that you'd be able to read it, but like, for example, if I was to zoom on that, you probably would be able to read that. Wow, that's come up alright. That has come up okay. Well, that's awesome. Happy with that. Very, very happy with that. But it's no good when you've got the logo right on top of it. So it needs to go on top of the logo. And away and go like that. Beautiful. So I can share a little bit of stuff at the background of me on my shoulder that appears to be legible. It's loud and clear sound-wise. Video is wonky. What do you mean wonky? Looks alright on my end here. Very clear, says Vidolga. Thank you. Wow, cool. That's awesome. I won't do any zoom tests on this because that's probably not good for anyone, right? So, yeah, cool. But it's exciting. It's exciting times. Yeah, I'd say it depends on your internet speed there, John. I'm going at a 180p stream. I'm getting a nice clear internet at 180p, and I'd say it all just depends on your internet speed there. You're crazy. Yeah, I am. You've only just worked this out, Fidelgo. Only just worked it out? No, that's alright. Crazy about DIY and having fun with DIY. What I want to do, yeah, we've got any DIY questions for the lurkers. Hi and hello. I know there's a few lurkers sitting out there. I can see there's 5 watching now, I think. Yeah, don't be shy. Say hello in the chat. Although I'm just doing a little test stream. Yeah, if you want to chat a little bit about DIY. I want to chat to John firstly in the chat. I had mine set to 480p. Yeah, that'll do it every time. I'd be interested to see if the YouTube settings do allow it at 1080p. I might just actually quickly run that test. It says 720p on my end at the moment. Okay, alright. So, that's fine. That's fine. I can run a 720p. It still looks reasonably clear. And I think to see me in high def, or super high def would be not good for anyone's health. It's I think this is what I needed. You know, we can zoom up on a screen in the background here, for example, and I can, if you can read that, well then I think that's awesome. Hang on, if I make that fit into the screen, which I can just do that. So what does opulence feel like? Now you can taste it. This is opulence. She's deep, rich, full, elegant, and opulent. She's beautiful. So there you go. So I think you can read that out nice. Yeah, that is cool. I can see that is really, really quite legible now. In the background off my shoulder, so I can do all sorts of little different tricks in that particular way, which I think kind of rocks. Oh, there is one other little test I need to run, and then we'll start talking about balancing fruits and creams in a recipe, which is a really, really, really important subject in DIY in my opinion. Really important. And it's important, I think, for any particularly newer DIYers to understand how the process of that rolls, and all that sort of thing. I'm running a top chat here. I'm trying to have live chat now, because now I can say hi to Raven. Hey Raven, how you doing? Just doing a little bit of testing. How's it going? I'm looking a bit cleaner and clearer for once. I'm going to do a little test where I'm going to try and run Zoom over my shoulder. If sound gets a little bit weird here, it's okay. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That is really cool. So that means I can totally do that. I can totally do that. That's awesome. I wonder what happens. Okay, right. So I don't know what you're doing, Raven, or whether you're in a position to or not. But if you want to be experimenting with me and come on the show as well, and you want to go up there behind me, you can, if you want to. Or if anybody else wants to be the first to test this new little facility out, I'm going to be game. I'm going to be game enough to, if you've got Zoom downloaded, zoom.us, what am I doing? I'm going to put a Zoom link out there in the chat. Zoom. And, alright, good night, Fidelgo. Thanks for popping in. Nice to see you. Yeah, if you want to, if you're in a position to and you're watching the stream now, you've got Zoom downloaded on your mobile phone, whether it's on iPhone or Google, all available, or on your PC, available from zoom.us. Oh, okay, no worries, John. Doesn't matter how you look, really. We don't judge here. You can, so from time to time, yes, I know it's a bit Wayne Walkerish, you know, because he did this thing, but he put a TV behind. I've gone as kind of, not to go one up on Wayne, because he's fucking brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant at what he does on live streams. But this is something I've had in mind for a little bit, and then to see Wayne put it on the TV, I'm going, yeah. Anyway, I think he's killed the show where he does all that. But I think it'd be really, really cool to have, you know, to use this panel up here for all sorts of various information, have people come in live and talk about what they want to talk about, and also, you know, as you can see, I could screen share up there interesting information and lots more. Of course, I could do that on the screen here as well. So, the blessing of having decent internet, it's worth, getting excited and letting off some fireworks, isn't it? It's definitely worth letting off some fireworks for. Getting very excited. Now, guys, help me out here. I thought, is it today or tomorrow the Noted is on DIY or Die channel? Okay, yeah, please come on, Paul. I've got the Zoom link out there and got the Zoom window open. That'd be awesome. Thanks, Paul. Should be fine. Shouldn't have to. There should be no entry fee into there, so you'll be right. That'd be awesome, Paul. I'd say that'd be good. See, that way I can go. And coming up very, very soon will appear, and now over my shoulder will be the wonderful Paul from Labsworks Vapes, a specialist commercial mixer who is going to spend some time with us as I interview him and pretend that I'm talking to him when I'm really not, because I'm just staring at a green screen. So that'd be cool. Thanks. So I'm looking forward to it. So there you go. We're gonna meet Paul here on this improv show, which would be kind of cool. Oh, watch out! There he is. So what I'm gonna do is thanks for doing this, Paul. I'm sorry your camera settings are a bit shit. I'm gonna experiment around with my window settings here. Bear with.
Hey, Pip.
Hello, how you doing? Okay, got you there. Gonna pull you up on over the shoulder. No, don't drool on my shoulder, for God's sakes, I could get ugly.
Good eye.
Good on you, Pip, he says.
Good on you.
Good on you. Just getting you squared up on the screen now. Oh yeah, now we're talking, now we're working. What do you reckon, eh? We finally caught up to 2019. Sick of being back in 1972.
I've been on 2019 for a while now.
Yeah, well, it's alright for you. You're like super urban and all that sort of thing, right?
Oh, yeah, sort of.
You're like an inner city metrosexual, I think they call them.
No, I don't live in the city. I live out in the suburbs. Yeah.
You're out in the burbs. Burbs.
Yeah, out in the burbs.
I appreciate you dropping in, mate. How you doing?
Busy as always.
Well, that's awesome. It's a good way to be, right?
Well, I'm up to 30 now in my own line, and I've got another 20 that'll drop by September. So I'll be up to 50 in my own liquids.
Crazy, cray. Just doing all these different e-liquids just to try and catch the market, yeah? Satisfy the market might be a better way to put it.
Well, yeah, satisfy is probably a better word, because 1 minute you get to work with one concentrate company, and then something else comes along.
Yeah.
You offered something that's not offered to anyone else, so you take it and you run with it. And yes, John, Tony, I do ship to the US. I ship worldwide now.
That's awesome. I just want to do a little experiment, Paul, only because we're friends, right? It's been I'm trying to reach out to you, and you just back off. No, you can't see what I'm doing. Oh, look at that. I'm stroking his face. Isn't that amazing?
Reaching out into the abyss. You're good.
Yeah, if you saw
that just gets weird. That just gets really weird.
Oh, shit. How you going, John, out there in the chat? You're absolutely right. You know exactly how this is done, because JFM John, He knows a fair bit about this OBS software. There's no doubt he could teach me a thing or two, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've got a capture card here now for my other camera, and that runs a hideous amount of pixels.
Nice. So, 50 freaking recipes. Got any scoops on what maybe ones are that you haven't got? Oh, I want to try something. Like, any scoops on what's new? What's going to be new?
White chocolate cheesecake.
White chocolate cheesecake. Nice.
A what do you call it? A tamarind tobacco custard.
Right. A tamarind. I think that's fascinating. Bear with me while I'm just testing a few little things. I want to see if...
Yep. Believe it or not, tamarind works really well with tobaccos. I've been quite surprised what I've been finding.
Right.
John, yeah, sure. Throw a recipe up in the list. Video chocolate mousse, video rhubarb compote together.
What's going on with your website? It's changed.
What? Labworksvapes.com? No.
Ah, wrong website, guys. Do not go to.
That's not me.
Don't go to that. Then be
I wish it was. That's for biopsies. We're not doing fucking biopsies. Jesus. Here we go.
Oh, be warned of imitations, guys. Be warned of imitations, yeah? Beware of imitations.
No, it's just labworksvapes.com.
Well, labs, look at that. See, look, there's another imitator. See, again, beware of imitations.
All one word, labworksvapes.com. Unbelievable.
Oh, dear.
No AUs either. .com.
Look at, there you go. There it is. I did it.
Yeah. There it is.
Oh.
All black.
God, you remind me of my older brother sometimes. Anyway.
All black.
So there you go. There you go, guys. Check out our LabWorks vapes. Head over to the shop. Got a few bit of stuff going on there.
Yeah. I've actually gone against the grain, and I've actually put in links now for advocacy.
Awesome. Links to advocacy. Yeah.
Which
I think so.
none of the other websites have here in Australia.
Yeah, very rarely.
You're not meant to.
Oh, really?
No. I'm actually going against the grain. So I've put up 2 Australian groups, one being ATHRA with Colin Mendelsohn and the rest of the crew there.
Yep,
the second one that I also put up was Legalise Vaping Australia.
Yeah.
And after Legalise Vaping, I put up probably 4 of the reviewers that I respect across the board for what they do advocacy-wise here.
Right, cool. So you got the Vaping Bogan,
Yep.
Suck My Mod,
Yep.
Todd and got Grim, Phil
Yep.
Basato.
Yep. They're the 4 that I chose because all of them speak about advocacy, and Phil Basato and Nick Green, or Grim Green, they're all... So, yeah. I'm going completely against the grain, and I don't care what the government says.
I think that's freaking awesome, and I just want to put this out to you. Sow the seed. I'll know I have made it. I'll know I have made it as a decent person for advocacy when I make it on that list, on that page.
Okay, here's the problem.
I'm joking.
Here's the problem with it, Pip.
Yeah.
I haven't chosen anyone for that list. Like, everyone that I've chosen for it's been in the game for a long time. Sam's the youngest one in there.
Yeah,
And
Sam's been around for
between
donkeys though.
but between Nick Green and Phil Passato, you've got
Oh, God, they invented vaping, didn't they?
20 years. Nick's known as the Godfather.
They might as well be, yeah.
Oh,
Sam's
hang on a second,
Sam's
John.
been around for a long time.
Sam Parsons, yeah, I know.
Yeah. God, I'm a
Yeah.
little no one compared to all those. Compared to those fantastic people. No, in all seriousness, all aside, I'm not sitting here all jelly that I shouldn't be on there. I know I've just betrayed that, but seriously, this is just tongue-in-cheek shit. I think it's
Okay.
absolutely awesome that...
John says he's made a Tic Tac, an orange Tic Tac.
Yeah,
Well.
he has. Actually, I'm going to review it. John, we'll talk about balancing fruits and creams within a minute. But just as a little bit of surprise, because JD didn't realise that. Well, actually, let's see how clear this stream can get, shall we? Let's fuck, I've got. Bear with me.
What?
I've just got screens open everywhere here. So, a little bit of a backstory here, Paul. JD, John out there in the chat, he sent me a little recipe and said, can you try this for me, Pip, and tell me what you think? So there you go. I mixed it actually a couple of days ago there. And I said, look, I'll get back to you in a week and I'll let you know what it's like. Well, I'll tell you what, I could let him know now. But did you want to share a little bit of knowledge while I'm organising a week to test that on? Paul, would you be as kind to test a little bit of basic and throw out a bit of basic knowledge on the best way to balance fruits and creams?
Oh, that's a tough one because these days I've created a cream stone. I've created a lot of different fruit stones now to work with. And then the sneaky tricks, when Vape Train came along and started bringing out things like Jam It and things like that, you could tone a fruit perfectly pretty damn quick. Up until then, it was back to the old tricks using citric acid, using, believe it or not, even apple cider vinegar. Where is it?
Yeah, a little bit of ACV, a bit of an old school trick, but you're a bit old school.
But another trick that no one really picks up on is cucumber.
Little cucumber in your fruit. Why would you do that?
Why? Well, think of a cucumber, okay? It's got a really good fleshy center. A really good cucumber is actually sweet. So inherently it'll bend a fruit into shape if needs be and leaves a note there that no one can put their finger on.
Right.
People are trying to figure it out, but it works. Cucumber and pineapple makes a pineapple sing and takes the sting out of the back note of it. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, John's got it. It cleans the palate, but using it, I'm talking 0.1, like 0.1% and lower, even a couple of drops. Cactus brings a mouthfeel, but cucumber cleans. It cleans out all the really, really sharp notes from citrus. That's what I found. I've been working with it quite a lot recently. I go through, I don't know, 100 mils a week.
Nice. I guess which is awesome, and they're great tips and tricks. They really are. And it's hard because, see, you've been mixing for freaking years, obviously years above me now. I've only been going for 3 odd years. I think you were mixing for another 4 years or something before that.
Yeah, 20.
So it's hard. I'm guessing it's sort of hard for you to go, right, how do I put the newbie hat on for a second and go, I just want to balance fruit and creams. How do I get this all to balance?
Okay, a Swiss Army knife of creams, I found out recently, is Hang Seng Italian cream.
Right.
It'll both boost it'll boost a weaker cream, bring it more forward. It'll add a much more complex. How can I put it? It'll add a much more complex back note to it once it steeps out.
That dairy note. That dairy note that's in there that makes it makes and that mouthfeel that Italian cream has by Hang Seng, yeah.
The other one that's overlooked because it doesn't have much of a pie base or a cookie base to it is the Hang Seng cheesecake. That helps as well. But the other one is just straight up vanilla at 10%. Like 10% by volume. Vanilla powder. Mix it out and PG and a couple of drops of that in. And that'll also help with the cream. It'll boost. Why are you being nervous, John? Don't be nervous.
Because I'm just going to give him my honest feedback live on a recipe, and he's been mixing for about 8 days. Well, John, do I believe that you've been mixing for 8 days when I mix this and I taste this?
I don't believe it. I think he's...
Let me find the recipe, and let me share this with you, Paul, because...
I don't think it's 8 days at all.
I tell you what I'm tasting, it's freaking bang on. It's if I'm going to be super critical of it, they might be a little bit too cool, but fucking orange Tic Tac, and you managed to do that in 8 days of mixing. My God, you have either just cracked the lotto in mixing in your first 8 days. You're a genius, or you're bullshitting.
No, hang on. He might have a leg up here. He says he's a chef.
Right, that does help.
So he understands aromas already.
Yeah. Actually, firstly, in all fairness, John, can I share that recipe? Because I know you did share it in confidence with me. So, can I share it on this stream? So definitely not a bullshitter. Super talented.
He says no sharing.
No sharing?
No,
please
he says please do.
Okay, let's do this then. Let's do this. Okay. Make sure I share the right screen here. Hopefully all going to plan. There it is. It's the Orange Tic Tac by J.D. Tony. There we go. Italian Lemon Sicily at 2%. Coolada TPA, which I hadn't used in freaking ages. I had to break the ice off the edge of the bottle.
Yep.
Some Sour Wizard at 1%. 13% of sweet tangerine. I'd never dream of using it that high, but there you go. It works. And 2% sweetener, which is a half, 5% sucralose, 5% maltol.
Yeah.
And look, it's a pretty basic recipe, but jeez, it's certainly found the edge of a lovely Tic Tac.
Yeah, John. Instead of using Coolada, see if you can get your hands on some 10% WS23, because the Coolada will leave an inherent note. It'll come back to haunt you in about 4 days, and then you have a really strange aftertaste.
Well, I'm doing a new 5-star system now, Paul. It's all very, very exclusive of me, really. It's all a bit big of me. I say that absolutely tongue-in-cheek. Whenever I judge a recipe or concentrate, it will be out of 5 stars.
Yep.
And and honestly, this is always, also, I guess, some encouragement, because I trust you, John, and what you're saying is true, is that you're a chef, and yes, as Paul quite relevantly says, hey, you can pick some aromas nice and quick, and you've got a big leg up being a chef. And there's not much wrong with it. And I'll tell you what, I'll give that 4 stars out of 5 straight up. Boom. It's just a nice basic
I'm actually
recipe.
surprised that he's gone that far with sweet tangerine.
Yeah.
That's to me that's unheard of, because
it is.
sweet tangerine's one thing. Flavour West also has a tangerine natural that works really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
You could intensify that recipe and put in 1%, drop the Capella sweet tangerine back to 12 or even 11, and put in 1% of the Flavour West tangerine natural, or you could even go to the what's the vape train one?
Which one? Lemonade?
No, not the lemonade. The lemonade, the orange, whatever it is.
They've got shisha orange.
Orange juice.
Oh, the orange juice, okay, which I haven't played around with much, to be honest there, Paul. So, I haven't played around with the orange juice. Should I?
VT.
Yeah. Oh, there's Tang. Tang I like.
Yeah. Well, the orange juice as well.
I like Tang.
Yeah, well, the Tang would work in that beautifully. That'd bring your Capella down a little bit lower.
Actually, you're right. I know that that would be on point. Because it's got that wonderful... to me, it's like, remember the old days, the old poor days when you just leave home and you go, oh, but I want some orange juice, but I can't afford it. I'm going to buy a cheap black and gold carton.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
And I'm going to pour it into a mixture that makes up 2 litres and it's going to cost me 50 cents or whatever. And it's actually really quite delicious and sweet, but it works really well on a vape. And I'm probably underselling the flavour of Vape Train Tang a little bit, but...
And the other one, if he really wants to boost it, another one from Vape Train is the Citrus Mate, which will actually help bring your different citruses together and make them play a little bit better.
We've got another one. Raven wants us to have a little squiz. Have a little squiz at another recipe. So let's have a look.
Yeah, John, they make a Tang. It's a dead set old school orange Tang flavour.
Yeah. The dry
orange
powder.
Tang.
The dry powder it was actually called Tang, yeah. So this is one that Raven Shadow did. She's asked us to have a look at, and no problem at all, Raven, for you, absolutely. A mixer that's come a long way in this community over the last year and a half or more now. And blackcurrant Flavour, 0.6, black tea 2.5, boysenberry 2%. Whoa, that's ambitious. 2% by Flavour, boysenberry.
That's, yeah.
I wonder if that's maybe mostly what you'd taste there. It's an ambitious recipe. It's certainly out of the box, Raven, and I know you are not one to do anything inside the box. Fascinating. Creamy.
This reminds me very much of an old school Japanese tea that I had when I was over there last time.
Yeah, like just rich and full of berries and a little bit of cream and...
Yeah, but there's one thing that it had that this recipe doesn't have. Hibiscus.
Ah, okay. Yeah, the only concentrate I'm missing at the moment that I can't get my hands on is a bit of Flavour hibiscus, because I believe that is a winner.
It is. Yeah, it is. That stuff that brings life to so many different recipes.
And I'm guessing that's why I can't get hold of it. I've tried to get it from chefs. I've tried to get it from Juice Factory. I've tried to get it from bloody Clouds for days. Cloudy Visions, that's what they're called. Cloudy Visions. Clouded Visions. I should look after them more. They look after us with a 10% discount code in our files section on our Facebook page.
You can thank Koppel for doing that to people.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
Yeah, that's who it was because he mentioned it something, and then everyone just went, "Oh right, okay."
Actually, I asked him a few weeks ago whether he would be interested in coming on a live show, and he had a lot going on at the time, and I think he's only working 76 hours a week plus second. So, yeah, it'd be
The other
interesting
one
to
would
get Chris
be
back on and talk about that.
who's
A little bit of
this?
cherry blossom,
I don't play with that one.
little honeysuckle,
Don't play with that one either.
little elderflower.
Pink punch lemonade and a rocket pop. Well, the pink punch lemonade start with who's released it now again. TFA's released the strawberry lemonade.
Oh, wow, okay.
They've re-released it after 2 years of it not being around,
Right.
and it's Bada Bing strawberry lemonade out of the box.
Nice, nice, nice. Hey, Raven, sorry, I guess we're a little bit loose on what we were talking about, because it's just a very, very improv stream, but yeah, with all due respect, that berry rose cream tea, would I subtract or add anything? Look, I guess without mixing it, I couldn't really give an honest, fair dinkum opinion, and I hate to not give an honest, fair dinkum opinion. It looks very rich. It looks on the surface that Rose would be absolutely murdered by the boysenberry, and I'd be very surprised how much of that rose essence you would actually get in that recipe.
It'd come back at about a week, I'd say. Once
It'll,
the others settle down a little, it would be there, but not in a big volume. If
no.
you could bring back the boysenberry even to 1 3/4, and then up the rose essence to 1 1/4 to try and balance where what's going. But
Yeah.
again, I haven't mixed it,
Yeah, so
and sorry, Raven, I very rarely work with Flavour these days.
yeah.
Only because of the price of shipping coming into Australia and commercially, until someone starts bringing it in really big volumes, it's not commercially viable here for the market.
So there you go, guys. I don't know if I should talk about this subject because things got a little bit controversial yesterday. Look, I've set up a Facebook post. Look, Wayne Walker's been through it. A lot of other social media mixers have been through it. They're like, set up a Facebook page, and then every day or two, or maybe even more frequent, you'll get somebody coming in and saying, have you got a clone for this juice? Have you got a clone for that juice? And look, I've got that controversial point of view where I don't believe in clones because there's no such thing as clones. Look, I don't even believe in Dolly the sheep, although Dolly the sheep really did happen. But in all seriousness, I don't believe in encouraging one-to-one clones in the sense of not giving yourself the space to create yourself. Because unless you've been mixing for a long, long, long time, you know some flavours virtually almost intimately, that intimate that you've gone to bed with them on your fingertips. And hundreds of them at that, hundreds of them like that. And I know, obviously, Paul, you've gone to bed with lots of different flavour in your time.
I've been in bed with flavour companies, and people know that.
Right.
And here's the issue, right? And I'm going to come out straight up and say it. Half of these people that are coming to you with clones do not understand the fact that some of these liquids have proprietary concentrates manufactured specifically for that project. You're never going to crack it.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly. No, and that's cool, and it's an important point to make, Paul. And And look, the reason why I set up that post and the reason why I put out that call to, hey, tell me what you wanted to see me try and make, because what I want to do is I'm gonna slowly run through the process. I'm not gonna sit here and say, okay, yep, here it is, guys. Here's the recipe. I've cracked the case. Here we go. This is going to be your easy solution, because that's why I don't believe in clones. What I will show people is the process of how to be able to write notes, how to discover nuances of flavour, how to compare those nuances of flavour and get hold of those familiarities that you obtain over time.
Okay, here's the other thing, and I'll put this out there because people really need to understand this. If you're working like I do, I sit here 7 days a week now mixing. Okay.
Right.
And once you have a recipe down, and for argument's sake, you've created a recipe from all of Flavour or all Capella, you can then send that finished recipe in the percentages back to that company. If you've got the money, they will then recreate that as a single concentrate for you and send it back to you. Then it's impossible to break that apart. Impossible unless you got to guess.
Well, unless you want to,
gas chroma. You know,
yeah, some crazy elaborate equipment.
You're talking big dollars now.
But let's face it, I guess the market who I'm mainly speaking to is the punters, the people on the street who maybe started vaping, who just want to find a slightly more affordable and flexible way to be able to create some e-liquid for themselves and to create themselves some choices to be able to create e-liquid. And I guess through naivety, 9 times out of 10, that people will ask, oh, can you make this? And normally 9 times out of 10, because I know I've been there, it was with my jam donut, right? Because I quit after 25 years. I pull this little poster off. I quit using a jam donut. I understand how special it is, whether it's a jam donut or whatever it is for you, you know? That you want us to be able to produce or just give you a recipe that's going to give you that same cessation almost experience that got you off the stinkies.
John, are you talking Loran's? If you are, I use only 2 of their concentrates. That's it. One being the banana cream and the other one being their watermelon. That's it. Out of Loran's. I won't touch the rest of them. I can't because now, okay, I'll let the cat out of the bag now. I've been doing quite a lot of mixing for Europe, and to actually get through TPD compliance, we can't use any of it unless it comes with all the documentation that it's clear of everything. We can't use it, and that's the brief that we get given straight up. If it's going to a European country, we're told, bang, can't do it. Okay, John, Vape Train's Lemonade Clear is very good. Flavour West, the original Lemonade Natural, is good.
Very good.
There's another company here in Australia that manufactures a lemonade that I can put you in touch with that is also very, very good. Who's the other one that's got little lemonade? Oh, yeah. CFA's just re-released their lemonades that they had a couple of years ago. They took the volatiles out, so now it's back on you can fly it anywhere in the world. A lot of it was DNF, do not fly. You couldn't get it here.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Because it had an alcohol content. I think I know of 6 or 7 different lemonades now that are very viable. Flavour West Natural Lemonade, it's very good, but they also have a second one. And here's one this is really bizarre, right? Hang Seng has a lemonade, right?
Right.
But it's not a lemonade.
What is it then?
It's almost like a lemonade cookie.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's the most bizarre thing I've ever found. I thought, hang on,
Yeah.
this is lemonade. Right, you're not lemonade.
um,
You're not lemonade at all.
hold that thought. We're going to get back onto that for sure, Paul. I just want to acknowledge, firstly, Raven. Thank you for your nice words there. That we've somehow been influences to help her with advice, with mixing, and to me that's lovely feedback, and I appreciate it, Raven. You've been around, as I've pointed out, since the start of this channel, and you rock, 100%. It's been fantastic to see you grow, and we no doubt we're going to see you keep growing as a mixer, and hope to actually get you on. It's probably past time, Raven. We'll get you onto a live show as well, but I'll be in touch regarding that. And Clown Vapes. Yeah,
What are you doing?
how you doing? You know Clown. You know the
Yeah,
Clown.
I know Clown very well.
You know the Clown. The Clown made his debut on DIY Discoveries on the weekend.
Yeah, seriously, this lemonade, right? It even has a cookie note to it.
Right.
It's the most bizarre thing.
I haven't got a hell of a lot of Hang Sen. All I've got.
I've got, yeah,
Hang on.
I got a few in that drawer, but
Yeah,
I've just got drawers full of stuff behind me now.
No, that's sesame. That's my sesame. Speaking of European flavors, German flavors, and that's my Hang Sen from there down there. It's just a few of the good common better ones,
Their cheesecake's really, really good. Hang Seng cheesecake is really, really, really good.
I've heard, and I haven't got. Am I pinwheeling? Why am I pinwheeling? There's a pinwheel going on that I'm seeing at the moment on YouTube. No, stop pinwheeling.
No, it's fine. You're still in the pipe.
Cool. Because I'll be annoyed. I'll be annoyed because this is my big first NBN internet moment. So I'd be fucking annoyed at that. Oh dear.
Well, they got to put in another squirrel on the roundabout.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Just for a little bit of fun. Just for a little bit of fun. How would you feel I could take you off my shoulder and we could actually open up a room. And I'm gonna flick the link out there into the chat. And if any of you want to come on and just have a little chin wag and help me experiment with this setup that I've got now and see how it goes. Now, what were we talking about before? We were talking about cheesecake.
Yeah, cheesecake.
Talking about lemonades.
Yeah, lemonade and cheesecake. Oh, that's what I meant to tell you.
What?
On MasterChef.
Yeah, MasterChef is the best inspiration ever for DIY liquid creation.
No, when they did the Sweet Week.
Yes.
There was a cola cheesecake.
Oh shit! No, I wasn't attracted to that, but I do recall. Yeah.
Dude, so good.
Cola cheesecake. Are you freaking kidding me?
It's a Coke cheesecake.
Yeah.
It fucking works.
What was her name? There was one of the blonde girls. Can't get it wrong. I think there's like 4 blonde girls on there, but yeah. Okay.
I don't remember who did it. And the other thing that works really well in cheesecake to put absolute zing is lemonade in cheesecake.
So some lemonade and cheesecake, and throw some cola at it as well. Bit of Inawera cola. I still like Inawera the most as far as the cola goes.
No.
I do.
You need to look closer to home for cola.
Oh, the vape train one?
No.
LA?
No, there's another one.
Not Loran's.
There's another company now here in Australia that's manufacturing concentrates, and they've opened the doors, and I'm in discussions with them now whether or not they're willing to come into our realm. Because everything they have is DK free. Everything.
Wow, cool. Well, that sounds exciting. Yeah, so if anyone wants to come on, the Zoom link out there in the chat, if you want to come on at all, Raven, it'd be awesome to have you on. John, I know you're feeling like, don't know, but hey, comb your hair if you want. I know Paul has, as you can see. And
If I can,
Raven, if you want to jump
don't
in, you're welcome.
a lime coconut cheesecake. I think. Hang on, Pip, you've done one. You've done a lime coconut cheesecake, haven't
you? Might have been a while ago.
Yeah, I can vaguely remember you doing one.
I just would have used key lime. How would I do it today rather than how I would have done it then? I would definitely build off Yes Sweet Cheesecake in a Wera. There would have to be some desiccated coconut by Vape Train involved there.
Mm-hmm.
I like a more complex lime. I'm being a little bit interesting these days. I'd probably just put a little light touch of the old Persian lime from Vape Train in behind there because I just fucking love that stuff.
Persian lime works really well in a lot of things.
Maybe a little of the old key lime. Key lime cheesecake is so good. Yeah, you're absolutely right, John. And it works really, really well on a vape. And, you know, being a chef and just starting out, what a great profile to get rolling on. Just to have your own version and to see what you can do. I don't recommend what I call a lot of the coconut oil type of concentrates. And when I say coconut oil concentrates, I mean that there are quite a few that are very coconut oily, especially if you push them too high. You can get away with them in the back very well of some beverage recipes. Ones like Flavour, Capella, those type of ones. But you wouldn't get them for the nice coconut textural properties. Also find, now you know your Molenberry apparently, which I want to touch on a little bit of Molenberry with you. Speaking of some wonderful coconut notes. I wish I could unlock the secrets with Marcelina, as good as our relationship is.
In what way?
Like in the back of Cookie Bite, there's a really nice coconut note, and it's not obvious unless you're maybe a little bit astute to it. In more recent times, there's the s'mores. There's a marshmallow there, and if we could get hold of that flavour, whatever is causing that marshmallow would be amazing. But the point being is they're not available as separate flavours.
They are.
They are?
Yeah, commercially.
Commercially, right. It's the old commercial ones are sneaking into the DIY M-line sort of concentrates and stuff like that.
No. Have a look. Well, I'm not going to say it on air, but if you actually have a look who they're partnered with.
Okay, no problem at all. I know exactly what you're saying. All good.
Well, that's the key to a lot of it, because there's stuff in the other line that lends to this line and backwards and forwards.
Right.
If that makes sense to you.
Makes 100% sense to me, but wouldn't to many else. But Raven, I do like your way of thinking there. What about adding some Wonder Flavours coconut custard? Absolutely. Look, a lot of Wonder Flavours flavours that I find, and this is a generalisation, but it covers 90% of their range. They're linear. We're meaning that their flavour is consistent throughout the vape. There's not really any back notes, high notes, low notes. They're just there. They're just present, and the coconut custard is a fine example of that, in my opinion. And that would work quite well with a cheesecake, I think. Just to give that hum throughout.
John, be very, very careful, because this rabbit hole is so deep it's not funny. I mean it. It's a hole. Once you go down there, you can't easily find your way out. Put it that way.
It's down there.
Yeah, something to that effect too.
I've just worked out a different way to skin the same cat here. I'm going to experiment around with one.
But with what you're saying with the Mullenberry, with the flavours, the notes are there, but they only get unlocked at certain temperatures.
Right.
If that makes sense.
It does make sense, and it's a bloody good talking point when it comes to DIY. It really is, because bear with me if I'm stuffing around with the screens here experimenting. It does. Look at this.
Now we got multiple screens.
We've got shit just flying everywhere here.
Now you got to switch your camera, so wherever you've got it on one camera and off. I've been dancing with Alice.
That's all right. We can do
of
this.
Alice. Be careful of Alice.
Who the fuck is Alice?
Well, John's talking to Alice apparently.
Oh really? Whoever the fuck is... Oh, okay. Alice.
Yeah. Alice in Wonderland.
Right. Okay, turn off Embryo. Turn on my OBS 1, hopefully. Oh no, I need to virtual webcam it out. Can I do that all while I'm live? That would be interesting.
You should be able to.
I can't. That's alright.
That's strange.
I can do it before I went live, but I can't change the virtual webcam while I'm live.
Oh, that sucks.
So that's alright.
Also, John, you will get different flavors come out at different temperatures with different wires. If you're using Nichrome 80 for your coils, you'll get one color or one flavor. If you then up the wattage, you will get another flavor. And if you switch to stainless steel 316 or 317, all your fruits will come out much, much faster than what they do on any other wire. Canthal is predominantly still the go-to, like really high quality Canthal is still the go-to for tobaccos.
Okay, awesome. How you going, GBV? Jerry, what's up? We're just doing a bit of random stream. It's kind of cool. This is my debut. Without using the pedals underneath my desk here as I'm going live. Actually getting proper fibre optic internet here in Outback Australia for the first time.
What's your up and down on yours now?
I've only just gotten the little basic package just to see how the basic package would go, knowing that NBN has had a lot of bad results in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
So I've just decided to go the basic $50 a month job, which is done fine. $60, whatever it is. The NBN 50, which is it's going to be a good solid 19.5 up and 47, 48 or something down. So
97 MBS up.
It'll 47. Upload. Upload speed at the moment is running at about 19.
Okay. Yeah, I'm running. What am I running now? 100 down, 50 up.
Wow. Yeah.
Something
sense.
like that.
Yep, that makes sense. Yep, you're on the better plan, which I...
No, that's what they just switched us all out.
Nice.
Yep. American tobacco, honey and bourbon. Ooh, hello. Now you're getting into my wheelhouse. I just finished a bunch of tobaccos for somebody.
Maybe I should introduce you to Opulence. I could introduce you to Opulence, Paul. This is a recipe I literally only released earlier today. Hold on, I'll share with you. A little bit of a self-shill. What's new, Ryan? What the fuck is new with me? Alright, display capture, wrong one. Display capture, boom, there we go. Opulence. Look, basically, I'll read straight from the description, and because that'll tell you exactly what it is. It's a smooth, balanced symphony of richness carried with a lovely, fully aged bourbon-enriched custard. This is finely crafted and with contrasted tones from dark honey, a hint of caramelized pear, and finest aged bourbon and more. All developed to work in a thick, rich body of delectable, dark golden custard. Have you ever heard of such a sales spiel bullshit in your whole entire life?
No, not really. It's just I don't write profiles or reviews like that. I just say it's like this, and you're gonna like it.
So it's all bullshit aside. It is a delectable vape, but it is a patient steep. That aged bourbon cream really, really works wonderfully with that maple syrup pushed up a little bit from Flavour, a little bit of caramel, touch of molasses, the pear halves, as you probably know, Paul, that is so great in providing that little bit of glossy texture. It actually is helping with the custard.
Yeah, pears and that will, because it's got another chemical in it.
Okay.
That's what's doing it for you there.
And
liquid barn, is that liquid barn vanilla ice cream? Yeah.
So that little stone recipe that's straight off the Fresh 03 book of custards, right?
Yeah.
It is delectable, and I could not beat it for volume as far as this goes. I tried, and I really wanted Legendary Custard by Mollenberry to work, but unfortunately it just lacked a bit of body for me in this particular recipe profile. So there you go. That is opulence. 14 days. Look, you can vape it earlier, but you might be hit with a little bit of heavy, slightly harsh notes. Please don't let that deter you. Seriously, put it away in a cupboard for a couple of weeks. It's worth the wait on that one. There you go.
I just leave it on the stirrer overnight.
On the stirrer overnight. Let all the volatiles fly away. No?
Yep, something like that.
Pear makes apples sing. Yeah, pear halves. I know, God, we're just jumping around random subjects, which is kind of cool. Not probably completing one and just going on to the other, but...
Yeah, but pear and Fuji apple, it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah?
Yep.
I've got to pair them up.
Thank me later. And you'll just go, wow, hello. How did I not play with this for so long? Because it just works out of the box.
Well, the pear halves or the actual pear, because it's obviously two
totally
different
ones. Pear halves. Pear halves will work straight out of the box with Fuji apple.
Right.
But here's the thing. All the different people now are coming out with Fuji apples. I think I've got about 6 or 7 that I'm working with now, and it's all Fuji. But is still the king FA or who do you think might hold the crown now?
Who holds the crown for the best, most versatile Swiss Army knife apple on the market? Is that the question?
Pretty much. I don't think there is one.
I don't think there is either, because see, it depends what texture you want to achieve. Is it cooked? Is it in syrup? Is it meant to be bold and crisp? See, are you picking it out for, like, there isn't a complete apple. And I touched on this on a show, I think, recently, where that's what it was. It was the VSO apple. Beautiful apple. It's a natural extract, and it's a delicious apple. Yeah. No pun intended. It's actually the delicious apple. Perfectly inside, but you don't get an authentic skin. But say, for example, I wanted a little bit of that authentic edge of the skin type of flavour, I would grab a little bit of Granny Smith by Vape Train very low, because I know that's got a really nice skin of the apple flavour in it. At least that's what I get anyway.
Yeah.
But
FA
yeah,
pear, yes. Flavour Art pear is good. Flavour Art pear is also very strong. I'm reading from the chat. Fuji
cool.
FA, yeah. Vape Train's Fuji's pretty damn good. The other one that I have from the local company here in Australia, that also works really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been testing with that recently. And there's one that I got from, I still don't know whose apple it is. It was from New Zealand. Someone sent me over a box of flavours to play with from NZ. And I'd really like to know whose apple that really is, because it's another damn good one.
Right. Was it a complete apple? Was it a bright apple? Was it a cooked apple, like a country
No,
apple?
it was not like a country apple, not with no other notes in it. It was very much like a golden delicious.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the first time I've had like a golden delicious as a concentrate. Shisha double apple, Raven.
Mm-hmm.
Mix that with Hang Seng Turkish tobacco and thank me later.
I think Raven did develop an apple tobacco not so long ago. Did you not, Raven? If my memory is still working at my tender young age.
John, where are you based?
He's in Arkansas.
Oh, he's in Arkansas?
Yeah.
You could, okay, here's one way to do it because you're a chef. Do you have a pastry section at where you're working? If so, you could reach out to them and say, I'd like to start using some of your concentrates in some of my bakeries. That'd be a way to do it. That'd be one way of doing it, I suppose.
Mm.
But
yeah, it's yeah. Look,
it's a bit harder than that though. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, I think this is the thing, isn't it? Like, especially around the social media community, is that the probably I guess see a few keen people getting samples from companies and it's lovely and it's appreciated, and please understand that when I get free samples you'll get my honest opinion. Look, I gave some of the new Mullenberry concentrates for argument's sakes from 1 star up to 5 stars. Actually no, none of them got 5 stars, 4.5 stars. I reserved 5 stars for something brilliant yet.
Yeah, that was for the cactus cupcake.
The cactus cupcake, did I give that 4 stars, I think?
Yeah, you couldn't believe it. You were going, what the hell is this?
Oh, that was
funny.
The fruit cake. It's honestly, it's kind of like the Shrek you fall in love with, you know.
I have a sneaky suspicion that could turn out to be a Swiss Army knife.
Because it's got a bit of cake. It's got that little layer of icing I picked up. I'd like to revisit it again, but it's got a little bit of icing happening there.
Yeah.
But that complex sweetness.
Yeah.
Actually, now you mention it, I could imagine just putting 0.5% of Flavour jammy berry and working it out from there a bit, you know?
You could. That's what I'm saying. I think it could be another Swiss Army. I have a sneaky suspicion that once you add, I'd even go as far as saying I'd throw another type of berry in there, and then I'd throw a cookie to try and stiffen up the cake note a little.
There you go. And I just want to point this out. That was an explosive thought from Paul. There you go. Did you see that?
Goofball.
He's full of them. He has explosive thoughts all the time. Yeah. And that's a...
Sold for $1 a bowl and I bought 60. Forest fruit. Okay, forest fruit's one of my go-tos for a lot of different things. I use forest fruit to boost all kinds of fruit recipes.
Yeah, no, that's something I can imagine in commercial mixing realms is a very, very useful baseline berry to work with, without having to get too complicated.
Well,
It's just a nice, bright, versatile berry.
Well, that one, F.A. Beryl is another one. Who's the other one? And the one that...
Cheryl.
Yeah.
That's cherry.
Sorry? What?
You was talking about Beryl and I was talking about Cheryl.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway.
Oh, I just thought of something.
Hang on. Watch out, guys. This may not only just be fireworks. This could be an explosive thought with Paul. It's now a thing.
Cactus cupcake. Oh, yeah. Hello. I think I've got it.
What are you doing? Cactus cupcake with what? Flavour,
No. Vape Train Apollo Fajola.
Apollo Fajola, which is a very solid-bodied fruit. It's I find it really, really nice because it's sort of got... It's got notes that kind of work with a melon, like as in
honeydew
and all that sort of thing as well.
And the other one, just to give it even more zing, would be a little bit of honey pomelo.
Honey pomelo, hallelujah! Thank you for talking about that flavour that is not talked about enough. That is just a lovely sweetener for fruits, I find, at least.
Yeah. I'm just thinking now of what we can add to this cactus cupcake to turn it into something weird and wonderful.
I'm gonna have to call this 123. Oh shit! She's got real internet / explosive thoughts with LabWorks vapes. No, you're welcome, John. You know, hey, this is what we do here, and that's why I changed the concept of the weekly live show we do on a Saturday to DIY discoveries, because I want to be more about interacting with the actual chat and hearing what you guys are mixing and hearing your questions and what you want to get out of it and whatever we can do to kind of help, or at least help each other find the solutions, because that's inevitably what this whole platform is all about. But you know what it's about right now? It's about explosive thoughts with Paul.
Explosives.
Let a girl loose with some explosives, and what happens?
Pop rocks effect to a juice. Ooh.
Oh, that would be something, but no.
Seriously?
You know, that wouldn't be good for the industry. Even if it could happen.
Well, it is there.
Hey?
Well, it is out there. It's a commercially available concentrate.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be... Is it soda or a fizz? Again, soda and fizz has been the elusive thing for a long, long time. There are some better concentrates that certainly help achieve a fizz type of mouthfeel. Look, honestly, when you think about it, though, if you had the full fizz of a soft drink or something like that when you were vaping, you would actually kind of gag or choke, because keep in mind, when you're drinking, it goes down the other pipe hole than it goes through when you go into your lungs when you're vaping. So you probably set off your gag reflex. But to get that similar sensation and that believable, convincing type of mouthfeel, there are things you can use, like Fizzy Sherbet by Vape Train is fantastic. It does have a slight lemon back note, but it's very non-offensive. Look, Mullenberry has a fizz, and I've just been too slack to really, really give that a good workout. I've been meaning to for too long. Have you got anything on fizz from Mullenberry? Have you had a chance to really play with that?
I've been playing with it for a while.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it effective?
It can be.
Okay.
But do this one day just for sherbet works as well.
Right.
There's also sherbet flavors.
Yeah.
Do this just for shits and giggles one day. 1% of the banana, Mullenberry banana, and 1% of the fizz. Thank me later, and you'll find out what it does.
1%
When the 1% of
soft
each,
banana.
yeah, of the banana and 1% of the fizz, put it together.
Okay.
And use it as a base for something that you want to play with.
Interesting. Okay.
There's a reason behind it.
Well, you heard it here first. When next time you see when you see a pepper explosive recipe, it'll only be exploding because it had a explosive start from an explosive thought from Paul.
Fucking letting bombs off. Citric acid doesn't give a fizz or pop effect at all. Citric acid is there specifically to boost citrus notes beyond what the concentrate actually is. The other way that you can sour up something is using malic. That's another way to do it. The other way to do it is with really, really, really high quality apple cider vinegar. That will impart something there for you, but again, it's not wise to go down that little pathway unless you're working not for shake and vape mixtures. If you're working with a heated stirring plate, it's fine because then you're actually getting rid of the volatiles when you're heating it to temperature to burn them off. Otherwise, it's like the good old days when everyone was trying to do a lemon, lime, and bitters.
Right.
And some of the people were actually going as far as using real bitters in it, but they weren't actually burning it off. So you put it in your tank, and that's one of the reasons you got the good old tank crackers, because it was doing one or two things: that hit your coil and just go bada bing, or it. No, it's not an apple cider vinegar concentrate. It's actual real apple cider vinegar that's been properly distilled. You can buy it. You get it from health food shops, and it's actually used in pharma products. You can find it. It is out there, John.
Yeah, so just pure distilled and only very, very sparingly at your discretion. I take no responsibility for that.
No. But it does work.
Yeah.
There's no two ways.
Yeah, look, I definitely know that's definitely an old school mixing trick of a few. Bit of a topic switch because it's something that I might have some better knowledge about. See, this, but mind you, don't get me wrong. Very, very, very grateful for your wonderful commercial level knowledge, because it's kind of cool because people can watch this later on the replay or whatever and see your head explode 55 times. If you've got time, do you want to talk about some of the latest 20 Mullenberry flavours and share some opinions with me?
There's actually more than 20.
But the latest 20 that everybody's familiar with. Look, I'll go through the fucking ones, alright?
Alright, go.
What do you think of... No, not those two. I was nearly going to have another squirrel moment. Alright, let's talk about brownies. S'mores brownies, Mullenberry. Have you had a chance to play that yet?
I'm about to play with a big bottle of it tomorrow.
Right. That marshmallow? The marshmallow. That marshmallow in there is something else. That is... Yep. I have not experienced in a vape before.
Well, it's a proper marshmallow.
It's a proper cooked marshmallow. Like it's...
Yeah, it's like you've had it in an open fire.
Yes. It totally is. But you
yeah, I know. It's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, but you haven't got the burnt edge. You haven't got the burnt edge.
You don't have that. It's like it's been roasted, not like in a fire pit, but on an actual naked flame. And it's got that toastiness to it. Yeah.
Absolutely delicious. That's the part that stands out for me. So, absolutely amazing. What else? I was confused. I'm going to hit two birds with one stone here, so to speak. There's one called strawberry brownie.
Yes.
Actually, and
That's
there's
that's more that's chocolate forward. That's not the strawberries not accentuated enough. You need to boost the back note of the strawberry with another two strawberries to bring it forward
yeah,
to wake it up.
and there was one called strawberry muffin, and I kind of didn't really get much muffin in that one. And the,
I'm still trying to figure that out because their understanding of a muffin and our understanding of a muffin is two completely different things.
right.
Theirs is more like a French style muffin where it's a lot lighter. It doesn't have like the brown sugar notes to it.
Hmm. Nonetheless, they're good flavours and worth playing around with. The strawberry brownie, I definitely find is more brownie prominent, as you say, chocolate forward. I find that brownie note the best brownie note, believe it or not, since Capella choc fudge brownie, and a lot of people hated that flavour, hated it because they didn't know how to use it. That one is a matter of drops.
Yes and no, but it goes back again. A lot of these concentrates now that are coming out, people are going to have to start really figuring this out because they cannot be shake. You can't shake and vape them. It's impossible. They need to sit. These ones really need time. If you have a magnetic mixer, you're in front of the ball. If you don't have one and you're trying to vape these straight out of the shake and vape, impossible. The molecules have to really meld together for these to play correctly.
Right. I just want to check something in the chat because I'm muted in Zoom, but not in
Monoscape.
not in OBS. So I just want to make sure
What the?
with you guys out there in the chat that I'm going alright for sound.
You muted yourself.
I have muted myself. Okay. Hang on. Yes. Okay. Let's just see that. Yep. Definitely. Chocolate peanut butter, I think, is got a lot of potential.
Again, something that I'll be playing with later this week because I've got a project that someone's asked me about.
Okay. What's going on there? Just seeing what's going on. But what fun would that be, clown? Deals are the devil. Yeah, God, there's been some deals out there, hasn't there, with the 4th of July. White chocolate, I kind of wanted a little bit more from white chocolate. I think I need to work it out a little bit more. I think texturally it's perfect. I just think the believability, I guess I'm too used to maybe Flavour white chocolate where...
How far have you pushed that white chocolate though?
8%. I've only single flavour tested. These are the recommended dosages.
Okay.
I haven't played around with...
The white chocolate needs something else to play with.
Yeah, I think it does.
It will not work correctly unless it's by itself. It's there, but it needs something else to make it work, to balance it.
I think I might pinch a Darren Cole move on that one and grab a little bit of Wonder Flavours of buttercream frosting. Vanilla buttercream frosting by Wonder Flavours. And
that'll probably work.
Because, yeah, done that with another white chocolate before. Thanks to a Darren Cole tip. Daz Cole of Divine Flavours, going by his one shots over at Chef's. Legendary Custard, we've already heard the thoughts on that. Guess you haven't played with these ones yet. Have you played with any of the top 20s yet?
Yep. The custard, yes.
You have played with Legendary Custard?
Yep. I like it.
Do you think it differs much from the original custard? I don't know if it does.
It's a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
But the way I boosted mine was through what was it? Was it? Yeah, Flavour West custard, the original Flavour West custard.
Right.
I boosted it and it came, and then it brightened up.
Interesting. Ravens.
What thoughts on Vape Train white chocolate, Raven?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to know about it? It's a very, very, very solid white chocolate. I use it as a sweetener.
Yeah. I think it is decent. I think if you wanted to hero that white chocolate, I can't help, again, recommending to use a bit of, sorry, I misquoted before. I said Wonder Flavour. Now, Wonder Flavours do have a buttercream frosting, but Vape Train vanilla buttercream frosting
Yep.
is the king of buttercream frostings. No, I'm not going to misgender it. It's really the queen of buttercream frostings because it's more important than the king, right?
Yeah.
So, seriously, a little bit of that, about between 0.5 to 1% behind the white chocolate would just provide the most delectable texture possible. Yes, I have used those two together. I know that for sure. I think it was about 2% white chocolate from memory and about 0.5 to 1% of the vanilla buttercream frosting.
Just take my soul for mixers. No, go away. I sold my soul years ago, so don't worry about it.
Rainbow Sherbet I thought was a really, really interesting addition to their range. We touched on that earlier.
Rainbow Sherbet, you play with that and their sweet strawberry.
And there's sweet strawberry.
Yep.
I haven't put them together, but is that what you're suggesting?
Yep.
Okay.
That works. And also the Rainbow Sherbet in what was it? I did it the other day. Oh, I can't remember. I've got a whole nother rack over here of stuff that I've still got to get to.
Right.
Like literally, I've got a ceiling to floor rack.
Nice.
Of stuff that I still have to get to.
Yeah.
Hang on. John, what have you got? Cap sweet mango, 4.5, island mango, sweetener, TFA 2, peach juicy TFA. Okay, that juicy peach, drop that down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's going to tear your throat to shreds.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's like, that'll spank you and send you back home.
Yeah, give you no forgiveness.
No. You could halve that and you'd still be in a good place.
Yeah, look, if I was blending them together, I'd be more inclined to grab a little bit of FA white peach if you wanted a peach note sitting in there with the mango. I think FA white peach works delectably with mangoes.
Yeah.
I think between 1 to 2% at the most, because otherwise it will take over the mix. Yeah, I'd be more inclined to say a flavour of white peach at about 1%. 4.5% island mango. That's cap sweet mango.
Yeah.
Island mango by I guess that's Wonder Flavours because it's the island mango. Could even sit as low as 2%. Cap sweet mango is more of an artificial type of mango chew flavour is what I get from it. It's an okay contrast if that's what you're into and that's what you like. I don't think I would just throw sweetener in there willy-nilly, to be honest.
No.
This is my opinion. Coolada, 3%. Yeah, geez, you like cool stuff, okay.
No, he's got 3% peach juicy, 2% colada, 3% sweetener, TFA.
Yeah, I'm with you, I think, Paul, on the point that Coolada's more menthol, right? And Coolada, and being that
Colada's WS3. It's a mixture. It's got no menthol at all. It is a cooling agent.
Yeah, but it kind of...
It's got a note to it that you can't get rid of.
Exactly, right? And where WS-23 is non-offensive, it just gives you that nice freshness. It gives you a nice freshness when you use it right. And it doesn't give you any extra type of notes. You know?
Yeah,
WS-23.
Yeah, 30 grams, 200 mils.
Nice.
Yeah, I mix mine completely different. But then again, I just mix all my own. Yeah, ice chips, yeah. But you've got an inherent taste there that you cannot get rid of with colada. It's a headache. There's a really cool chart that I had floating around somewhere, and it's all the different cooling agents and what they do and what is like the coldest on the scale to the absolute Arctic blizzard. Oh, that's the actually. Here's one that you can use, John. That I know you can get it in the US. It's called Polar Blast.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's from FA.
Yeah,
get your hands on that and get rid of the colada, and you'll have much more success.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree totally.
Much more success with that.
But don't get me wrong, John's obviously, it's coming and you can't blame a chef, right? A chef who's excited about food and flavour and all that and coming in and is for someone so soon to even get this sort of close to this way of thinking about flavours at these type of percentages is really quite remarkable. So
yeah,
no, I think that's awesome.
I'll tell him something now. John, here I have WS-23 made up in 5 different batches. I have it at 10 grams per 200 mils of PG. I have it at 20 grams. I have it 30 grams. I have it 50 grams, and I have it at 75 grams, all at 200 mil. So you can work out your ratios from that. 30% dilution is pretty good, but I've gone as far now as 75 grams into 200 mils, and it's only a couple of drops at that level. That's when you just want to test a recipe. I work the majority of the time now with 30 grams, 200 mils of PG, and that is my go-to now. TFA WS-23 30% dilution is pretty good. It is, but I still don't think it's a proper 30% dilution. I really don't. To tell you the truth, I've tried it and it doesn't blast my head off like the ones that I've got here.
Right. Okay. So
because what I'm vaping on now is this is a kiwi strawberry lemonade that I did, and this is one of my all-day vapes now.
Can I ask a dumb question regarding WS-23? Say if someone was like melting or trying to dissolve the crystals, not melting.
Yep.
I'm dissolving the crystals maybe in a stirrer. Would that lose volatility at all?
No, not at all.
No?
Not at all.
Okay.
No.
What if it was an open beaker?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
So an open
it
beaker.
won't. The volatility won't come off of like any of the cooling agents. You won't lose it.
Right.
But for the majority of the time, you can actually dump the crystal straight in to PG, and you can shake it out in a bottle. If you're making big batches of it, that's when, yeah, sure, I'll use a flask or a beaker.
Right. Okay. All right.
You'll lose if you're doing you'll lose a little bit if you're doing menthols. Yes, but not WS-23. Do you know what the WS actually stands for?
Wilkinson's sword.
Correct.
Yes, I go to the top of the class. What do I win?
I don't know yet.
Oh, hang on. Could you feel those fireworks?
Fireworks now.
Okay.
Have you got Pippa's now got a soundboard attached, right? Boom.
Okay, you know what did give me fireworks out of the Mollenberry recent selection was double mocha. Well, get that in the focus. Come on, focus. This little baby, double mocha, however you like to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Coffee. Look, it's as dark as, but I saw Tam Vapes actually. She used it very, very sparingly in a Viennese mocha wafer. You know, like one of those choco wafer twirl things. At about 0.25%, which I thought was quite clever. I've only single flavour tested as 7%, but oh my god, can I just say, look, even forget the fact that it's a mocha. If you wanted just to have a coffee vape, there is your answer in a bottle, in my opinion.
It is. You give it a little bit of vape train coffee, the coffee froth or whatever.
Oh, hello. Yes, please. Coffee milk froth.
Then you've got a proper coffee.
I don't understand. To be honest, there's been a little bit of, a couple of negative words said about coffee milk froth in the community. And I just don't understand because I find it an absolutely brilliant flavour. I really, really do.
I work with it all the time.
Yeah.
It enhances chocolates amazingly.
No doubt. No doubt. It just does an amazing thing in a coffee recipe as long as you don't muddle the recipe. You work with it sparingly. There you go. Yeah, there you
Hang
go.
on. I've got a... Where's this link? There was... If I can find the link for the Cooler Than Cool, it's cooling agents.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Why don't you have a wrench on my channel, Paul?
Without menthol. Yeah, here it is.
Hang on, I'm gonna throw you a big shiny one.
Okay.
Okay, here you go.
What I'm about to post is a link to the history of cooling agents, how they've been formulated, the chemical breakdowns of them all, the whole 9 yards. This, and I'll tell you right now, this is cooler than menthol, and that's the name of the article. And it's been put together, and it's very, very, very well put together, and it will give you an amazing understanding of how to get something icy cold or to blast someone's head off.
What do you mean, like a bang?
Oh no, worse than that. You need the sound for a nuke.
Right. Hey Raven, regarding VTA Arabica, I'm going to try and answer it, but Paul I know knows it probably a little bit better than me. But I do understand what you're saying when you got that burnt husk type of note. I don't think it's worse than the average American coffee. I'm sorry if that's insulting, but Brazilian coffee, I guess, by Wonder Flavours also gives me the similar type of note, which I think you are referring to. JT or JD, yeah, okay, that's fine. Just be careful if you do put your email address in or a chat that just retract the message or delete your own message there in a moment. John, have you got the message, the email you need there, Paul?
Yeah.
That's alright. I just don't like I don't want him spammed by all people who come across here, give super special deal for love you long time deals by leaving their emails in the chat. So, coffees. Yes, I understand that burnt husky note, and it is offensive to some, and all I can suggest is that you do use a low Arabica coffee. I actually do like. I do like most of the vape train coffees from memory. But I think the trick is what you pair it with. I think it's about balance with the right creams.
The Arabica is almost like it goes down the same pathway as an NET, It almost feels like a natural extraction. That coffee. That's why it's got that husk note to it.
Yeah. And yeah, that's a fair point actually, because I know from tasting a lot of Sticks Mix natural extractions that I've got here.
Yep.
Which I need to review, and I will. I'll go and play in the next few days. I'll get on to that. Bear with.
Where is it? I'll stick his email in my book. Easy peasy. Got him. Ah. What the?
Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
Hey,
I'm
clown.
back.
Suck an egg.
Oh, I've lost you up there now. How did that happen? That's why, because I can't reduce you. I'm stuck with a big version of you on my screen here, but I've still lost you.
How have you stuck with a big version? There, I'm back again.
Oh, there we go.
Now I'm gone again. I'm back again. We're playing basketball here in the corner. Don't worry.
Test 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Ding, 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 ding,
There
ding.
we go. I've got more technology here than what I can actually cope with. It's
How many monitors have you got?
3. That's in one side of the room, and then I've got another laptop here, and another monitor, and then another monitor over there.
Yeah, John, I know we got funny lingo here. Don't worry about it.
We do. So, I'm just going to test something else here at the moment.
I'll just have to get on the dog and bone and call you.
So, just to give you a little, there you go, a little down and personal in the back blocks of the DIY Downunder shack, is what you can kind of expect to see. There's all sorts of flavours, all in trays, all in nice long alphabetised trays, all sorts of testers and shit going on.
Yeah.
And lots more with what you see beside me, and also out of shot.
No, they're all in cabinets now.
All in cabinets.
I have to, by law.
There you go. And I was actually the chat, they want to be seen on screen.
It's different with you, Pip, actually doing like a DIY show, and me like mixing. The problem with me is because I mix commercially and I have clients, the government. New South Wales Health, by the way, gave me a license to sell vape products. So,
nice.
Hey,
good, excellent.
Well, yeah, but still no nicotine. But they're talking about a pilot. They're talking about a pilot program, and I still haven't heard anything back from the turkeys about it.
Right. Awesome.
Oh, John, we got some crazy sayings down here. Suck an egg. That's an old one.
Go suck an egg.
It's actually got 2 contexts.
There you go. Anyway,
Raven, you're going to get into trouble for that one because it's. You're going to get into trouble for that one.
What else should I test while I'm here before we get the flock out of here?
What's the last one that you got?
What's out of the last Mullenberry?
Yeah.
God, I haven't even gone to halfway. I guess just want to highlight the ones that I thought were worth mentioning. You know what is worth mentioning? An unlikely. It's spearmint. It's not being picked up because of the green screen, but the Mullenberry spearmint. I kind of thought that I'd already had Mullenberry spearmint before, Paul.
No.
But I hadn't, because you know how like their other fresh mint, it's delicious. It's not a spearmint though, because I made me revisit it, right? Because I hadn't touched it in probably about a year. I remember it was really gorgeous and it was leafy, like authentic. When I say leafy, not in a bad way, not like Pandan Leaf by Vape Train, like that one makes you think you just put your head in a rainforest. Not that sort of leafy.
That's weird, that one.
It is. But this spearmint one, it is so authentic, it's ridiculous. If for like to put in like a beverage recipe, if you
it works well in mint julep. The Kentucky, the drink from Kentucky way, the mint julep, works really well in it.
And what I did get, there is the distinct note, which is even more exciting above or below, really, that little bit of leafiness, because it's only just that authentic leafiness that fresh mint has isn't as present in the spearmint. My apologies, I'm getting my shit muddled up here. But the spearmint leaf lollies.
Oh, yeah, I remember them.
Spearmint leaf lollies. You could 100% nail it with that concentrate.
You can, but the only... Oh, yeah, well, you could now because you need the jelly component for that, and then you need the it's rolled in the sugar. Mm-hmm. And it's not powdered sugar either, it's granulated white sugar.
Exactly. Perillum, have you tried perillum sweetener before?
No.
Right. That has that really, really good granulated sugar note. So 1-in-1 powdered sugar, it probably would get lost in it.
Yep.
1-in-1 powdered sugar is is an interesting proposition. Like I found it worked really well with a lemon juice pancakes recipe I worked on. But it's kind of hit and miss. When it works beautifully, but when it doesn't, it just sometimes just gets lost and slightly sweetens the recipe. But the perillum sweetener, I find, really doesn't get lost. I find it's a good alternative to cap super sweet in a lot of recipes. Where if you find that a recipe needs sweetening, you can go maybe 1/4% rather than 0.5% of sweetener, you know?
Yeah, it reminds me so much of the Wrigley's, the old spearmint gum. Straight up.
Yeah.
Now we just need a really good gum base to go with it. We run around with
bubblegum.
Which?
Well, American bubblegum, I guess, wouldn't work with that
No,
profile.
I just want like an old school like gum, like the I don't want the bubblegum. I don't want the.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't want that last note that's in there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because there is I swear there's a note with Mullenberry American bubblegum. It's a great flavour. Great flavour. It's a perfect gum.
There is a note there. There's a note there.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's how do I describe it? I know what you mean. Oh God, it'll come back to me when I get over my Alzheimer's disease. But I do know what you mean. So the problem, I think, is probably have to work with a few concentrates to get it there. So I think a lot of bubblegum flavours, they've all got their pros and cons. Like TPA, good old TPA, juicy bubblegum, or whatever it's called, juicy fruit, or whatever it is. It has that nice juicy fruit note, but the bubblegum note is a bit shit in my opinion. The Flavour bubblegum, I was hoping would be fantastic, but honestly it tastes like it's been chewed in someone's mouth for 15 minutes, then popped in yours. And there's no offence to them, it is an authentic texture. It does have a slight hint of grape as a back note, and it works best used between 0.2% and 0.5%. I know that.
There was one other bubble gum.
Capella bubblegum.
Oh no, I remember who it was. Now.
Okay.
It was, believe it or not, it was Health Cabin chewing gum.
Health Cabin, right.
I knew there was one. It was a chewing gum base.
So it was a nice neutral chewing gum base.
That's what it was.
Nice.
And you could add whatever the hell you wanted to it. I finally remembered who it was.
There we go.
I probably got about 5,000 bloody flavours running around in my head.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot you can get into. With this rabbit hole, I guess you could call it, of DIY liquid creation. But, you know, as I say to everyone, Paul, you don't have to be a numpty like myself. You don't have to be a commercial mixer like yourself to enjoy DIY. If you can just find a few basic concentrates to get yourself started, and my best suggestion is to get a pack of flavours based on a recipe that you know has been well reviewed and well respected, and is something you think that you would enjoy, is about the best way you can start and the most affordable way you can start to get into DIY. So,
yeah, correct. Because look, I don't buy 10ml bottles. I don't buy 30ml bottles. I just buy 120ml, like 4-ounce bottles, and I'm done. Because if I ever want to go back and revisit that flavour, you know, I might shoot through 10 mils in a recipe, or I've done 3 renditions of a recipe, and by that stage there's 10 mils gone. I want to go back and look at it again, and I'll go, well, what just happened?
Yeah.
It's gone. And then you got to wait for it to come back in. Forget it. I just buy 120s of everything now. If it's something that I work with on a daily basis, I've either got a 250ml bottle of it or a litre bottle of it here somewhere in the house.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
But if you're starting out, for God's sakes, before you start out, start with 10 mils. But I do get your point that once you've found your all-day vapes, plan ahead. Make sure you don't run out of your shit, basically. But I just want to do one thing. I want to do one thing before we get out of here.
Yeah.
And it's this. I just want to rub you on the head again. Just for good luck, Ryan.
You what?
Just for good luck, I just wanted to rub you on the head again.
I found that from a feel like Buddha. Good fall.
Oh, okay, around, Paul. We're gonna have a chin wag after I've gone live. I'm gonna wrap things up for the time being. Hey, thanks for jumping into this test. AKA, you know, seeking out the mind of Paul, and having a little bit of fun with you guys in the chat. I'm gonna see how fancy we can get on the way out. I'm gonna see how fancy can I get. We should play a little bit of music, but what sort of music? Do you want just dramatic music or my normal cornball music? Okay. We'll go to normal cornball music, huh? Now, you've never done this, I don't think, on my channel, Paul. It's been too long. Where I finish up and do a little spiel and sort of say, hey, it's really, really cool to, you know, mix and enjoy that time alone by yourself at the end of the day, to chill out and make something that keeps you off the stinkies and celebrate. But what's even cooler is having a bunch of people, 1,600 plus in our Facebook group, and lots more across our platform, but not only on our platform, across all the platforms of DIY that we embrace. And that's why we're here at DIY Downunder saying, in 3, 2, 1, together, let's discover. So that was your prompt, Paul, but you don't have to do it.
I not know these things.
Alright, any final words before we get the hell out of here?
Be good to someone and stay away from the stinkies.
Cool. Thanks, Paul. We're out. Thanks, guys. Make sure you join us. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click on that bell so you get them notifications. Come over and join us Sunday, 9 AM Aussie Eastern Standard Time, 7 PM US and midnight London time for DIY discoveries as we learn more about DIY liquid creation. Check out all the links below. Thank you for joining us for this testing 1, 2, 3. We've had a great time to celebrate finally having some internet in the outback. Ciao for now. DIY Downunder.com